Hey friends, it's Lisa Mears here, and in today's video, I'm super excited to share with you Scrapbook.com's live stream deal for this week, which is the Sunkissed Summer Bundle. With this bundle, you'll be able to kickstart your summer card making, and you can see here everything that's included. You'll get the Wavy Sun background die, so that fits the front of an A2 size card. You'll also get the Hello Summer stamp set. It has this super large sun. I love that so much. You can actually fit these sentiments right inside the sun if you wanted to. So here is a sentiment that says soak up the sun. There's also hello, happy hello, hello summer. There's a smaller sun. There's also a flamingo, sending sunshine, aloha, and so much more included in that set. You'll also get this brand new pattern paper pad called Sunkissed, and this paper pad is just released today in this bundle. This is A2 in size, and there are so many fun summer designs in this paper pad. This sheet has all kinds of fun summer icons on it, such as a sun, seashells, ice cream, and on the opposite page is a yellow pattern. We also have some crabs, as well as a solid orange that matches those crabs. There's a beautiful plaid with pinks and yellows and greens. You get 5 of each of the patterns that you see, so there's plenty of sheets in there for you to use. You can see there's some colorful starfish, and on the reverse are some palm trees. You also have some blue with white polka dots, and on the reverse of that is a solid blue. There's also a sheet with some flamingos. And on the reverse of that is almost like a pinkish purple. And then here are some pretty waves with the different colors in that pattern paper pad. And then on the reverse of that sheet are some more fun beachy little icons. You can see there's a beach ball, a bucket, some sunglasses, and then there's also some seashells. And then on the back side of that, it looks like there's some more seashells. When Scrapbook.com has these live stream deals, they are always for a limited time at a really low price. Now, at the time of filming, I don't have the price because it has not been made available yet to the public. However, I do know that it's going to be at a very low price, and I will have it linked below. So if you want to check it out, head on down to the description box and you'll see a link down there that will take you directly to this bundle. So I'm going to go ahead and make some cards using the items in this bundle, and I'm going to start out with some pattern paper and the Wavy Sun A2 size background die. So the paper in this pattern paper pad is A2 in size, which is the size of an A2 size card front, 4¼ by 5½ inches, and it's the same exact size as that background die. So I just use some mint tape to hold the paper to the background die while I run it through my die cutting machine. And once that die cuts out, you can see that it gives you this really fun wavy sun design. So you can see it cuts out that large sun, and then there's also all those small pieces left over on the magic mat, which I'm going to save because I'm going to do one more background, and this time I'm using the reverse of that pattern, which is the yellow side, and I'm going to die cut that piece now with the wavy sun background. And I'm going to basically create 2 backgrounds using 2 pieces of pattern paper. So I'm running that second one through my die cutting machine, and it's cutting the same thing you saw just a moment ago, only this time with the yellow paper. I have the sun that's all connected there, and then I have all those loose pieces there on my magic mat. So here's my 2 backgrounds, and I'll go ahead and set all of those loose pieces aside at the moment. And in the meantime, I'm going to take out some inks, and I'm just going to ink up the edges of these backgrounds, and I'm using my Distress Oxide inks to ink up the edges just to add some more depth to that die cut. I'm using the Squeezed Lemonade, which is a light yellow, and I'm just inking around the edges of both of those backgrounds. Next, I cut down 2 pieces of white cardstock to measure 4¼ by 5½ inches. Again, that's the size of my card front, and I'm just going to glue both of these backgrounds onto the A2 size white card panel. So one sun background will go on one piece of white cardstock and the other one will go on the opposite piece. Now I'm going to bring in all of those small pieces and piece them in to my sun background. So for the sun background that had all of those summer icons, I'm going to be using the yellow pattern and piecing those pieces in. And as you can see, I'm also inking up the edges before I glue them down. So here's what my first card background looks like, and I'm going to do the same thing with the second background. So this time I'm taking the yellow sun and I'm piecing in all of the pieces that had those summer icons on it, and I'm also inking up the edges of those pieces before I glue them down. So this is just like putting the pieces of a puzzle together, just inking up the edges and then finding the spot they go in and gluing them in. Next, I'm going to work on my sentiment, and I'm going to use the sentiment that says Hello Summer. I love that word hello because it has 2 palm trees in place of the L's, and I think it's super cute, very summery. So I'm using my Misti here, and I'm actually going to ink these up with 3 different color inks. So I'm going to start with a pink ink at the very top of my word hello. Then I'm going to come in with a yellow ink and I'm going to put that ink on the next line. And then I'm going to come in with a green ink and put it on the very bottom of the word summer. And I'm just using a finger dauber to do this, just putting some ink on the finger dauber and then putting it on the stamp. And then I'm going to press that down onto my cardstock. So I'm just going to repeat this process one more time and make sure that I have it dark enough. So I'm just re-adding all of those inks to get a really pretty sentiment with the 3 different colors. Next, I'm going to stamp out the flamingo as well as 4 of the leaves. So the flamingo I stamped out with black ink. I am going to color that one up. And then the leaves are solid stamps, so I just inked them up with a green ink. So I'm going to color the flamingo up with my Zig Clean Color Real Brush pens. I put some of the peach pink along the edges, and then I am going to bring in my blender and just blend that out. And for the beak, I used the pale orange, and then I'm using the light pink for the wing. I will end up fussy cutting those stamps out of the cardstock. So next I took a circle die and die cut this wave pattern, and I'm going to stamp out the word aloha right in the center, and this time I'm just going to use some black ink to stamp this out so that it's very bold on that circle. I will stamp it down a few different times just to make sure that I get a really nice crisp black impression on that die cut. So I'm going to go ahead and add the circle to one of my sun backgrounds, and you can see that I did fussy cut out that flamingo, and I'm going to add the flamingo to the right and add some of the leaves behind it. I will add that card layer to an A2 size white card base. Now for my second card, I just fussy cut out the Hello Summer with my scissors and just added it to the center. For my next card, I wanted to use that large sun that is included in that stamp set. I love how big that sun is. It's so perfect to add those sentiments inside. Here I'm using a piece of the Scrapbookcom mixed media heavyweight cardstock, and I'm going to stamp out this sun. So for the circle part of that sun, I'm using the Limoncello ink from Catherine Pooler, and then along the outside edge, I'm using a darker yellow, which is the Glitz. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp that onto my cardstock. So you can see that I missed a few spots. There's some white spots there in the center. So I'm just using my ink blending brush and dipping it in the ink pad and then just going over the sun with my ink blending brush to cover up those white spots. You can also see I got a little bit of that darker yellow color along the edges and it's kind of splotchy. So to fix that, I'm just bringing in a finger dauber and I'm adding it to my ink pad. Again, this is the darker yellow color, which is the Glitz color. And then I am just going over the outside edge of that circle just to make the entire outside edge a little bit darker. You could also take that finger dauber and put it directly on the stamp itself and just go around the outside edge of that circle to get some ink on there and stamp it down that way as well. I will repeat this process a few times just to get a really nice deep orange color along the edges. I love all of that depth that that sun has with those two different color inks. Next, I'm going to use my Distress Oxide Tumbled Glass ink, which is a very light blue, and I'm going to add some of that ink to the top of my sun. So I'm adding it to the white area on the top and a little bit more than halfway down the sides of that sun. So I want it to look like this sun is in the sky. And then I'm going to come in with the Salty Ocean ink and add a little bit of that darker blue along the edges. And then I'll just blend that a little bit better with the tumbled glass to get a better blend. I'm going to add some of the birds with some black ink. Just add them to the sky. So this bird stamp comes in a stamp with two birds on it, but I want to get one more bird, so I'm just going to clean this off. And then I'm just going to ink up the small bird and stamp the small bird in the open space. So I want it to look like the ocean is covering up part of the sun. So I'm just taking this wave pattern paper and I'm just trimming it down into a curve, just kind of going along with the lines on this pattern paper. So this reminds me of waves because it looks like waves. And I'm just going to go ahead and add it to the bottom portion of this sun. So it looks like this sun is rising with the ocean in front. And to finish this card up, I stamped out the word Aloha in dark black on top of that sun. So here's the 3 cards that I made with this Sunkissed Summer Bundle from Scrapbookcom. If you're interested in this bundle or any of the supplies that I've used today, check out the links in the description box below. I appreciate you taking time out of your day today to join me in this video. And as always, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like videos like this and want to see more, make sure you click that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and have a great day. Bye-bye.